Coming up, Chris Madden's shocking announcement, racing on tap for tonight, and a discussion about all of the testing that these late model teams do. Let's go. It's Wednesday, June 5th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. I spent the morning watching through the Dirt on Dirt videocast previewing this week's Dirt Late Model Dream at Eldora as I was putting notes together for today's show. I usually try and catch those because there are often lots of just good little information nuggets in there, especially when you've got Kevin Kovac and Dustin Jarrett, Kyle McFadden, Ben Shelton, Todd Turner, all of those guys on there through the course of that show. Later in the video, they did an interview with Jonathan Davenport, which makes sense. He's the defending Dream winner, and he's been insanely dominant at Eldora in recent seasons. But it'd be hard to bet against JD this week, even. Davenport was sitting in the lounge of his toter home wearing his driver's suit during the interview, and you could hear cars in the background. JD said they completely rebuilt their Eldora car after the Dirt Track World Championship last season, and that they wanted to shake it down before they went to Eldora. Got me thinking again about the pervasive culture of testing that exists in dirt late model racing. The 49 car hasn't raced since Davenport won the Show Me 100 at Wheatland on May 25th, but just because they weren't racing doesn't mean that that team wasn't at a racetrack and that Davenport wasn't driving. And we've seen this elsewhere on the lead up to Eldora. Mississippi Thunder this past weekend was hosting a big money modified race, but after the programs, Scott Bloomquist and Bobby Pierce had their late models on track. Both Bloomer and Pierce towed their late models to Wisconsin just to get in some extra laps to be ready for the Dream in between running late models. And this stuff happens all the time. It seems like there's a pretty regular video of some of these big teams pounding around a dirt track somewhere or an unstickered car, making laps with folks wondering who's in it and what they're doing. But on the flip side, you never hear about that happening with sprint cars. Every once in a while, you might get a photo or a video from Knoxville of some cars making some laps, doing some nationals prep. And it hasn't been uncommon in the past for me to sit out back of my own house here and hear the unmistakable sound of a sprint car going around the Charlotte Motor Speedway dirt track that's just 4 miles away. But it's pretty rare. I had a phone conversation a little over a week ago with the sprint car driver who's a current National Series full-timer and asked him directly how much they test, and he said hardly ever. And it makes me wonder why that is. I know that engineering is a key part of dirt late model racing, and my hunch is that's why there's just so much testing. Those engineers, they're scientists. They want data, they want correlation, they want proof, they want evidence, they want repeatability. They don't want voodoo and feelings and magic and all of those things. If something is fast or if something is slow, they want to know why. And I'm not saying that sprint car teams don't also want the same thing, but there's clearly a difference here. Some of these top teams rely heavily on data acquisition systems, but they're rare on the sprint car side. Donnie Schatz ran one during practice at Volusia earlier this year, and my video talking about it blew up. It's one of my best videos of the year. But if I did the same thing about a dirt late model team using it, nobody would give a damn. We are at a time, too, where innovation seems to get pretty quickly snuffed out of dirt racing, and we've seen evidence of that recently. We've seen banned shock setups, attempts to straighten out the bodies, and teams with trick pieces like special bird cages told not to bring them back. But those attempts haven't stopped the top late model teams from investing significant resources in the constant search for speed. I'll leave it up to this audience to decide what's good and bad here because there are clearly cases to be made for both sides. Policing testing, though, would basically be impossible. Some surprising news yesterday with the announcement that late model driver Chris Madden will step away from full-time competition after the 2024 season. At the moment, Madden is 4th in the World of Outlaws standings with 2 wins already and just 60 points back of Nick Hoffman for the lead. The announcement from Madden says the South Carolina driver will run a condensed schedule in 2025, and when they said condensed, they really mean condensed. Potentially just 6 to 10 races. That's a huge pullback from the 60 to 70 races Madden has been competing in recent seasons. He's already raced 22 times this season, just for context here. You would have to assume those 6 to 10 races next season will include, Dirt Late Model Crown Jewels and just those races that are special to Madden. In his Dirt Late Model career, spanning something like 30 years, Madden has won championships with the Extreme Dirt Car Series, the Southern Nationals, and Southern All-Stars. He was second in Outlaw points in 2017, 2021, and again last season. And his list of high-profile wins includes the USA Nationals, the Topless 100, the National 100, and the Blue-Gray 100 an incredible 9 times. Wildly enough, as we enter Dream Week, Madden is still in search of his first Crown Jewel score at Eldora. At 49 years old and still performing at a very high level, Madden could go on racing for a long time, which that's the surprising part to me. Dale McDowell is still going, and he's nearly 10 years older than Madden. But kudos here to Smokey for picking his moment and going out how he wants. Having finished second in last year's Dirt Late Model Dream, maybe this will be the year he appears on that big stage. In racing action from last night, we lost the High Limit race at Davenport Terrain and Indiana Midweek at Circle City Terrain. High Limit really tried to make it happen. They rolled cars out to wheel pack at one point, but they were eventually defeated. Racing shifts to I-70 Friday and Saturday for the Race Rudine Foundation event, with Saturday paying $26,000 to win. And the midgets will shift over to Lawrenceburg tonight after the Circle City cancellation. We'll see if they have better luck with the weather tonight. I still can't believe we're into June with just 3 series races completed for the USAC midgets. At Big Diamond, Stuart Friesen became the first driver to lock himself into the Super Dirt Week main event later this year. Friesen won the Super DIRTRACKR Series 75 at lapper last night, getting past Anthony Perego before halfway and leading from there to the checkered. 10 grand and that guaranteed spot in the 200 in October. Perego finished second, Matt Shepard was third. Peter Britton came into the night leading the standings, had a solid run in 8th, but Perego is back on top thanks to that podium. The Super DIRTRACKR Series was supposed to be at Selinsgrove tonight for another guaranteed Super Dirt Week spot, but that event has been canceled because of weather. We won't see the SDS competitors again until June 25th at Albany, Saratoga. The other racing scheduled for tonight is the Flow Racing Night in America Series at Eldora. This event will officially kick off this Crown Jewel week at Eldora. Weather could be a problem, though, here as well, so make sure to stay tuned to Eldora's website and social media channels for updates this evening. I know they've already got some rain there today. Ricky Thornton Jr. is the Flow Series championship leader with just 1 race complete. That was that wild one last week at Macon. After tonight, the Dream starts Thursday with the first of 2 split field prelim nights. The weather does look good, though, through Saturday night. If you want some more dirt racing content this week, be sure to check out the podcast page at DIRTRACKR.com. You can find it by visiting DIRTRACKR.com/podcasts or by clicking podcasts under the More tab in the website nav bar. There you will see that Winged Nation has Paul McMahon, Darren Pittman, and Dazen Pursley. QuickTime has Brenham Crouch. Hoagie's Garage has recent Husitz winners. New Winch on Dirt has Madison Hoots. And there are new episodes of the Dirt Reporters, Dirt Track Confessions, The Dirt Nerds, Dirt Tracks and Rib Racks, Turn 2 Terribles, Racing Roundup, Getting Up to Speed, and The Drivers Project. Finally today, so long to Parnelli Jones. The icon of American motorsports died yesterday at the age of 90. Jones was the 1963 winner of the Indy 500. He raced in NASCAR. He won the Baja 1000. He was a Trans Am champion and a 2-time winner of the Indy 500 as a car owner. He was also a multi-time USAC sprint car champion. He won Turkey Night at Ascot twice and won Silver Crown titles as an owner, fielding cars for Al Unser and Mario Andretti. That's it for the show today. If you like what we do here, give the show a like and subscribe wherever you tune in, whether that's on Facebook or podcast places or YouTube. You can also follow DIRTRACKR across the various social media platforms. Wherever you are, we are as well. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.